That's Lulu with the number one song from 1967, To Sir With Love. Coming up next, the number one song from 1968 with One More Time, The Beatles.
1968.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad.
WIXY1260, you've got Ray King and Lisa Jordan on the Labor Day Weekend Spectacular, and we are playing the number one song of each year from 1960 through 1990.
WIXY Cleveland.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Lisa Jordan, Ray King Labor Day Weekend Spectacular on Cleveland's music leader.
WIXY 1969.
Big hit for the Fifth Dimension. Number one song of 1969, The Dawning of Aquarius. 3:32 on WIXY 1260. Ray King and Lisa Jordan on the Labor Day Weekend Spectacular.
From 1969, that's The Fifth Dimension and Aquarius and Let the Sun Shine In. Coming up next, the number one hit from 1970.
1970.
Y'all remember this one? This is Bridge Over Troubled Water. Simon and Garfunkel from 1970 here on WIXY 1260. Your music station, WIXY 1260. That was from 1970. Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Coming up next, your number one song from 1971.
1971.
Hey, this guy was a good friend of mine, Jeremiah. This is Three Dog Night and Joy to the World.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Joy to Ray and me here on WIXY 1260. We are having a great time.
And lots more joy as the day progresses,
Oh,
Lisa.
you better believe it, because we got to keep this joy rocking for a long, long time yet tonight.
From here till midnight, it's pickled juice and margaritas.
From 1971, that was Joy to the World, Three Dog Night. Coming up next, the number one from 72.
1972.
I don't know why we slowed everything down back then, but we did. This is Roberta Flack, and the first time I ever saw your face on WIXY 1260.
You're still on your first one? Roberta Flack from 1972 with the number one song of the year, First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. And actually, she did it again the next year as well.
1973.
Drumming my bed with his fingers, singing my life with his words.
From 1973, the number one song of the year, Roberta Flack, and Killing Me Softly with his song.
1974.
Barbra Streisand, The Way We Were.
WIXY Cleveland.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Lisa Jordan, Ray King Labor Day Weekend Spectacular on Cleveland's music leader.
WIXY.
It is 3:59 at WIXY 1260 with the number one song from 1975.
Love will keep us together.
WIXY 1260, where real radio still lives. You've got Ray King and Lisa Jordan counting down the number one songs of each year from 1960 through 1990. We are now on
1976.
Rod Stewart right now on WIXY. Tonight's the night. Rod Stewart right there with the number one song of 1976, Tonight's the Night on WIXY 1260.
1977.
Debbie Boone here. The number one song from 1977, Debbie Boone and You Lighted My Life on WIXY 1260, the music station.
1978.
WIXY 1260, where disco still lives.
Yuck!
Here is Night Fever from the Bee Gees.
Disco sucks!
No, it doesn't.
WIXY 1260 with the number one song of 1978, the Bee Gees and Night Fever. You've got Ray King and Lisa Jordan on the WIXY Labor Day Weekend Spectacular. We are counting down the number one song of each year from 1960 through 1990. We're now up to 1979.
1979.
Hey, WIXY 1260, bringing back the good times. This one's for my junior year of high school, my Sharona and the Knack, here on WIXY 1260.
The Knack with My Sharona.
98.
And now going back to 1980, here's the one, the only Kenny Rogers with Lady, only on WIXY 1260, where real still lives.
The number one song of 1980, that's Kenny Rogers and Lady. We have got Rob McSwagger in the studio today. Rob, what's happening?
Well, all I can tell you is that the Tribe is up 4-0 in the top of the ninth, so hopefully we're going to pull one out.
Yay!
1981.
422 at WIXY 1260, the 1981 number one song. Olivia Newton-John with Physical on WIXY 1260, the music station.
Saying all the things that I know you'll like. Make a good conversation.
WIXY 1260 with the number one song of 1981, Olivia Newton-John with Physical.
1982.
From 1982, George and the Blackbirds, I Love Rock and Roll, right here on WIXY 1260, where real radio still lives.
WIXY Cleveland.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Lisa Jordan, Ray King Labor Day Weekend Spectacular on Cleveland's music leader.
WIXY 1983.
From 1983, Synchronicity, here's Sting, Andy, and Stewart, The Police, with Every Breath You Take on WIXY 1260. From 1983, number one single there was Sting and The Police with Every Breath You Take. Rob McSwagger sitting in with Ray King and Lisa Jordan. Coming up, 1984.
1984.
Boys, if you're my age, this video has a special place in your heart. From 1984, here's Madonna and Like a Virgin on WIXY 1260. The number one single from 1984, that was Madonna with Like a Virgin. Now, going to 1985.
1985.
Not with the Commodores anymore, here's a Lionel Richie solo track. Number one single from 1985, here's Lionel with Say You, Say Me on WIXY 1260. From 1985, Lionel Richie with Say You, Say Me. Going to the number one song of 1986, here's Stevie Wonder, Elton John, and Dionne Warwick with That's What Friends Are For, only on WIXY 1260. Gladys Knight singing along with Dionne Warwick, Elton John, and Stevie Wonder with That's What Friends Are For, going out to the number one single of 1987.
1987.
Here comes George Michael and a little bit of Faith here on WIXY 1260.
Number one single from 1987, that was George Michael with Faith.
WIXY 1260 Sunday Radio.
From 1988, here's little Stevie Winwood with Roll With It, only on WIXY 1260, with the music station where real radio still lives. From 1982, here's America with You Can Do Magic on WIXY 1260.
WIXY Super Gold from 1982, America, and You Can Do Magic.
WIXY 1260. Radio a go-go. Yeah, Super Radio.
Coming up right now, a special request from an old dear friend of mine named Andy. This is going out to myself and the Delta Theta Psi sorority of Cuyahoga Community College. Paul Revere and the Raiders from the fall of 1966, and Good Thing on WIXY 1260, the hot one.
Seems this world got you.
WIXY 1260, a special request from Andrea to myself and Delta Theta Psi from the fall of 1966. Paul Revere and the Raiders and Good Thing.
WIXY.
Carol, this was for you.
It's my party and I cry if I want. You would cry too if it happened to you.
WIXY 1260, where real radio still lives, by request for Carol. Leslie Gore from 1963, It's My Party.
WIXY 1260 Sunday Radio.
Going out to the WIXY request line for the Chicken Man. This one's dedicated to Lisa the Pickle Juice Lady. Here's the Champs with Tequila. Grab another Gary Rita, they're great.
And we all know who that is. The Champs from 1958 on WIXY 1260.
WIXY Radio.
Loving up your weekend.
WIXY 1260, the hot one. This is Ray King and Lisa Jordan with the WIXY Weekend Labor Day Spectacular Show. Tony DeFranco and the DeFranco family from 73.
When I'm alone with you, and love is good.
WIXY 1260, where real radio still lives. That's the DeFranco family from 1973. Heartbeat, It's a Love Beat. The Buckinghams right now from 1967. Kind of a Drag on WIXY.
Kind of a drag. Anyway.
The Buckinghams from 1967.
WIXY. Cleveland.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Lisa Jordan, Ray King Labor Day Weekend Spectacular on Cleveland's music leader.
WIXY.
It is 5:30 at WIXY 1260. You've got Ray King and Lisa Jordan with an all-day long Labor Day Weekend Spectacular Show. Here's Bunny Sigler from 1967.
Come on, baby, let the good time roll.
WIXY 1260, where it's 5:33 daylight time. That's Bunny Sigler from 1967, and Let the Good Times Roll.
Hey, we're the heart and soul of rock and roll, going out by request to Andy Panda. This is a little CCR, and I Put a Spell on You here on WIXY 1260.